let's do 3, 2, 1. And we live, guys. We are live today. I have absolutely amazing guest, Dr. Michelle Odette. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Finally, we are meeting up. Michelle, how are you today?
I am blessed and highly favored and so grateful to be here with you today. Yes,
Yes, let's celebrate that. I'm
raise the roof, right?
Yay! I'm so happy that we finally met. And Michelle, with Michelle, we're gonna be talking about brain health and happiness. Michelle, tell us everything. It's so interesting when it comes to the brain health. Everything. Stage is yours.
Yes. So here's the thing. I kind of didn't hear what you said the last part of that, so I'm just jumping in. I am
Yes,
just jumping in and I just
absolutely.
want to talk. As someone who has had a lot of things to overcome, there was a time I was so unhappy. I had a lot of challenges in my life, and I went on a mission to get better from my
Mhm.
brain health to feeling fulfilled in the inside. And I'm just on a mission to help millions of people uncover and discover, yes, what makes them happy and fulfilled from the inside out, and to help them not ignore their silent driver, which is their brain. Because when your brain works right, your life works so much better. You are happier, you are healthier, and you are actually more financially abundant. And when your brain does not work right, you are sicker, you're sadder, and you're poor. You're poor because you don't make the best decisions for your life. So I'm on a mission to help people again to do simple things, simple, powerful things that will optimize their brain health. And then also simple, powerful things that will make them feel more fulfilled from the inside out, and it's not predicated on outside circumstances. So many people have that thing where it's, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I get that car. I'll be happy when I start making that money. I'll be happy when I lose the weight. I'll be happy when I get the relationship of my dreams. I'll be happy when I get that big, beautiful house. Well, that's all externally driven. So if you never get those things, are you just going to be unhappy for the rest of your life? I know I'm not, because I like to ask people by a show of hands, who wants to be happier in the morning? Yes, you, right? Me too. I want to be happier every day. And that starts from learning things that you can do to cultivate happiness from the inside out. And when you do that, you spread joy. And here's my beautiful sign here that says kindness starts here, right? Yes, yes, yes. And so I can talk so much about this topic because, as I mentioned, I'm on a mission to help millions of people to optimize their brain. And before I go down just talking, I want to turn it back over to you to open it up for questions that you may have based on what you've heard me say already, or other questions you may have.
I actually, Michelle, have so many questions, but if only if you don't mind, I want to know how did you started this all journey, brain health and happiness? What was the trigger? What did they say? We all start whether when we have a lot of pain or pleasure. Two triggers. Pain or I don't know the other thing. But what was it for you? When did this happen? When did
You
you start?
know, I won't go all the way back to the beginning. I've done a self-assessment and I went all the way back to my childhood to uncover things that happen, little T trauma, big T trauma, things that happen, and resolve those things. So I won't go back that far, but I will go back to 2003, about 2003. So at that time, I was serving as the center director for the Long Beach Job Corps Center. And the students that came to the center, they were considered disadvantaged or at risk youth and young adults. And a lot of them were having trouble with their brain. And we had a psychologist and a psychiatrist on staff. And what I found is that the two of them, if you will, in collaboration, they were doing more medicating our students opposed to using natural remedies to help them optimize their brain health. They were putting them in the category of everything was mental health. And my thing was there must be another way opposed to just putting individuals on medication, because around that time also you had the black box warning that came out on the medication saying that it causes suicidal ideations. And so we were having a lot of our young people having challenges with their brain health. And I ran into a PBS. I'm saying I ran into like I was running to it. So let me just say this. Yes, I'll call it running into it because it stopped me in my tracks when I was looking at TV one day and there was a PBS special with Dr. Daniel Amen, and he was talking about change your brain, change your life. And I want you to know I locked in. I locked in because what he was talking was my language in terms of how do you help your brain through exercise, through self-talk, through getting out in nature, through movement, through your nutrition, through your sleep, through your vitamins, if you will. He was talking my language, and I purchased his book because I said this may be the answer to help our young people not use pharmaceutical pills. They could do these natural things and see if it will help them. So when Dr. Daniel Amen talked about that is his first line of defense, he uses those methods. I bought that book. I bought the book for my all of my senior staff, and I said we need to look at brain health and mental health differently for our young people. And so that was that there. And then in 2006, I had a tragedy in my life. 2006, on a Sunday morning, I woke up. It was such a beautiful day. The sun was shining bright. I felt love just radiating throughout my home. And then I got a phone call, and that phone call changed my world. My firstborn son was gone. And you talk about a mother losing it. I lost it. And I did go to a psychologist and a psychiatrist because of the pain that I was in. And even though I knew about Dr. Daniel Amen's work, at that time, when you have information, you don't necessarily default to that information because your thinking is not right. And although I felt like I was logical and I was level-headed, I still was very emotional. And so it seemed like I stayed in my emotional bank more than I could be reasonable. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I lost 30 pounds within 30 days. I was so tiny, and I didn't know what was up and what was down. Going to the psychologist and the psychiatrist, the great news is the psychologist said, and even one of the psychiatrists, they said they would help me through talking it through. So I did a lot of self-talk therapy, and that self-talk therapy really did help me. And then, of course, the psychiatrist decided that they wanted to prescribe me medication because I needed to sleep and I needed to optimize my brain health because the psychiatrist explained to me, whether I know it or not, my brain has been affected by this tragedy in my life. And so I did allow them to prescribe me medication, but that didn't work for me. And I was like, no, I can't do this medication. Now, I tried the sleep medication and I still couldn't sleep. I want you to know, I still couldn't sleep. And when I told a psychiatrist in a group setting that I still couldn't sleep, she said, what you need is to get on your knees and pray. You need to get on your knees and pray because this is deeper than what you're talking about in medication. So, what I was also doing, I will say, I was going to talk therapy with a group. So, I had a community. I was actually praying more as a result of the psychiatrist recommending that I pray. And then through the talk therapy, they talked about getting out in nature, walking, journaling, all of those techniques to help me slowly start coming back from the depression that I found myself in. And then through all of that, I finally bounced back. I bounced back mentally and physically, and I became a helper in the class, in the group sessions. I became a helper. It seemed like the trained person in the room would always have me to start talking, and people were gravitating to me because I took so well to the teachings and I applied them to my life because I wanted to get better. I didn't want to be one of the individuals that wanted to be on medication as a way of coping because I didn't feel that that was a long-term strategy. And then I had people in my life who kept telling me, you don't want to be on that medication. You don't want to be on that medication. And I did listen to them because I knew about the side effects and I felt like there had to be a better way. And so let's fast forward. And then I just loved everything about personal development, I will say, personal development. And so going back to I had my community, I started praying more. I started moving more, doing the physical exercises. I started watching what I put in my body. And so the nutrition, and then I started using supplements to help increase my serotonin. And I started doing things to affect my neurochemicals. But back then, no one was talking about your neurochemicals. They weren't talking about it from the perspective that we talk about it today. And so once I started doing all those combination of things, again, I was doing better. I was feeling happier from the inside out. And then I ran into another man. Yes, I keep saying running into, you can picture me running like, and I'm running into this person, Dr. Joseph McClendon III. So, yes, back in 2010, I ran into him through an organization that he was involved with that dealt with the nutrition. And I was involved in that same organization. And I started following him. And as a result, I followed him for many years, and I really didn't realize that he was a part of Tony Robbins' deal. But I still followed Tony Robbins as well. He was one of my mentors, if you will. And then one day in 2021, ooh, Dr. Joseph McClendon III and Dr. Daniel Amen, they came out with a brain revolution. And yes, my then husband, I normally would go to him and ask him for permission to make big purchases. But I'm like, the combination of these two powerhouses, it's like my money is in. I'm putting my money in because they both helped me so much. I remember Dr. Joseph McClendon, he actually was doing a lot on Instagram. And one day he did this talk. He said, come here, come here, come here. Like I'm telling you, the audience now, come in, come here, come here. He said, there is nothing wrong with you. All you need is a good talking to. and you need to talk to yourself. And he started on a rampage of just positive and optimistic wording that we could say to ourselves to help boost our mood and feel better. And I saved that video. And so here we're in 2025. That video was from like 2011. And I actually was able to share that video with him because it was so powerful for me. Yes. And so just going back to anybody listening to the things that I have experienced and how I overcame those things, I just want to impress upon them. These are actionable strategies that you can use today. You can apply them to your life, and they're simple, yet they're very powerful. And you can just start out with one and build up to the others. And the one you can do is movement. And Greta, you know, movement is so powerful. Movement, we can talk about what that will do. Your physiology, when you change your state and your movement, it boosts those neurochemicals for more happiness. It actually gets your blood flow going. It actually gets more oxygen to your brain. So there are so many things that you achieve just through the movement alone. And so I know I gave a long answer. Your question was just about where did this all start? I just felt like it was important to go back to 2003 and bring us up to 2025. So we're talking about a 22-year experience or voyage that I have been on to truly be happy from the inside out and to truly do things to make sure that my brain is working at its best. And so I want to turn it back over to you.
Michelle, oh my gosh, this is absolutely amazing. I'm so sorry I didn't know a lot of your story personally because I know you maybe half a year, more than half a year, I suppose. And but thank you so much for sharing. This is so inspiring to actually that, especially to me, when you said that Joseph initially said to you, you need to talk to the most important person, yourself. And that
Yes, yes. Which is so important, which is so important. Can we talk about that?
please.
And I do want to tell you, I hear you. I'm not hearing you really well. So if I repeat what you said, it's just for clarification purposes. And so the self-talk piece is so important because what we say to ourselves, we believe it more than someone else saying it to us. It's nice for people to give us accolades and what have you. And it's better if we celebrate ourselves and talk to ourselves in a loving and positive way. And the reason I believe that it starts with us is because if someone says something negative to you,
Mm,
how do you hold on to that as well? So if you're believing the outside press, if they say something good about you, that's external. You're going to believe that. And if they say something bad about you, that's external. You're going to believe that. When my kids were growing up, I used to go through drills with them about people saying negative things about them and how do they handle those things. And so I would just tell them if somebody said to you, and I'm just going to use this because it's just easy to use. If somebody says to you, your hair is purple and it's ugly. Well, you know your hair is not purple and you know it's not ugly, right? So you
I
don't
just
take that in, right? So if your hair is purple and you love it, and you say, well, I like it, you know? So I
yeah.
started teaching them not to listen to other people's commentary or not fall into the trap of hanging on to their every word. And so it's so important that we tell ourselves who we are, what we're about, why we are here, and we'll play those things out because as you and I know, as we think, so we definitely feel. Yes. And as we feel, that's what we will do. And what we do is what we will have. And when I do that, I ask myself, what am I having? What am I having? I'm having love. I'm having joy. I'm having success. Yes, I talk to myself every day and I make sure that I talk to myself in a loving way. Because what we know for sure is if someone said something negative to us as an adult, we're not having it. We're not having it. We're prone to say something, mirror that behavior, right? We're prone to mirror that behavior. So I just want to turn the mic back over to you and just hear some of your thoughts on self-talk and how important it is.
Dr. Michelle, self-talk, it's absolutely, to me personally, it's so important because I know, to me, actually, I started that journey only last year, September. That's when I, that's when I met Joseph McClendon III in Unleash the Power Within in Tony Robbins event in Cologne in Germany, and that was it. Like deep down I knew I have this, a feeling that, I definitely meant for more. And but that changed a lot. And first thing for me, what was very powerful, it's actually stand in front of the mirror and say those magic words. Four magic words, guys. Your name and I love you. And Michelle, oh my God, that was so uncomfortable because I came from hate. I hated myself. I hated,
Mhm.
I did the bodybuilding, and bodybuilding made me addicted to external validations. Please like me. Please. I did this much. Please like me. But I never loved myself. I never appreciated myself. And that was that mirror thing to me personally, Michelle. That was so uncomfortable, but I kept doing and doing and doing. And one day I actually okay to look myself in the eyes and say, Ingrida, I love you. You are amazing. And freaking you look good. And that's it. Like
Good.
I work my ass off, and yeah, and I'm proud. I don't want to brag or anything, like, but it's so important to love. And if Michelle, if someone says to me something negative, and I don't feel inside like that, I just bless you because it's just your reflection, how you feel, and you're projecting those insecurities, those things to me because I don't. And that's it. And we bless you. But you go this way, I go that way. And it's just so good to not to think and not to, oh my gosh, I am not a good human, I'm something have, I'm still not good. So that is so powerful, self-talk. So that's
Ye-
my take. Yeah.
So powerful. So powerful. And I love the fact that you actually drilled down on it's a reflection of them. It's a self-reflection, and a lot of times people project their insecurities onto other people. And
Yeah.
so thank you for reminding us about that. And that is a reminder for everyone. And that mirror exercise is so powerful. It is so powerful. And when I started it, I had did a lot of work on myself. So I actually became more solid with, you know what, if nobody else loves me, I love myself. And so I added some havening to doing that. And so I go into the mirror and may I demonstrate how I do my mirror exercise when I say I love myself? Awesome. So I go into the mirror and I cross my arms over. Now, this is significant because when you cross your arms over, you're actually activating both sides of your hemisphere. So you're doing like a bilateral type stimulation when you do this, and that puts you in a whole brain state. And then I start doing some havening and I start rubbing down my arms. And the havening is calming, it's soothing. It really calms your nerves. So this actually is a loving movement and it's activating oxytocin. And then when I look in that mirror, yes, I give myself a big smile. Oh, yes. And we're activating dopamine when we do that. And then I tell myself, Michelle, I love you. You are loved. You are loving. You are lovable. And I do it again and I add, Michelle, I love you. You are love. You are loved. You are loving. And you are lovable. And so I do that, and I tell you, it's so soothing and it's activating all of those different chemicals to make you feel good from the inside out. And so I do teach that when I do trainings. I teach that to tell people to get in that mirror, love on yourself, because you're going to be with yourself forever. And I tell them that there's one thing that we do not get to not do. That's the best way I know how to say that. And that thing is thinking. So we all have thoughts, and everything begins with a thought. And so when you get in that mirror and you start telling yourself how much you love yourself, I also make sure that I stress to, at the end, pat yourself on the back, celebrate yourself, celebrate that you love you, because we know with celebration that actually encodes the cells at a different level, and we're recoding those areas where, for instance, if someone is like, you know what, I really don't like looking in the mirror. I've heard so many people say they don't like looking in the mirror at themselves, and when they tried the exercise initially, they cried because it was so hard for them, because they had not really taken the time to love on themselves. And so, adding that celebration when you finish, it just makes you want to continue to love on yourself so much more. And so, I like for people to add that piece to it as well. And it's just such a powerful exercise. And then I just want to add one more thing to that, because in order to truly get to the level of loving yourself, you must forgive yourself. So many people have betrayed themselves, and it could be something as simple as not speaking up for themselves, if you will, when they felt like they should have, not taking that next action when they should have. And so they have guilt and shame and remorse, and they're carrying that around. And I'm talking from a perspective from as a person who has carried around guilt, shame, remorse. I did these things that I am explaining. I forgave myself unconditionally and decided I would love myself unconditionally while working on myself to be better. And so we are a work in progress. So every day we should be working on forgiving ourselves, being better, and doing what's right. Meaning that when I say what's right for you, because what's right for you is right for everyone. So if you need to say no because you need to take care of yourself, you need to say no to someone. They're not going to die. It's not going to be the end of the world. My mother likes to say, is it the end of the world? It's like, no. Well, they'll figure it out while you're taking care of yourself. And so I'll leave it on that note. I can say so much more. I just wanted to make sure that I added that forgiveness piece in there, because until we actually can look ourselves in the eyes and forgive ourselves for things that we think we should have done or not done or what have you, it will be hard to truly say I love you. So add that piece, that forgiveness piece to it, and know that nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, and that's how we grow. We learn from our mistakes, and so it's okay. It's okay. The key is to be aware that you need to do something to repent, forgive yourself, move forward, learn all of those good things. And sometimes you do have to apologize to other people. But the most important person you need to apologize to is yourself, if you feel like you're harboring some of those guilt feelings. So with that in mind, I can talk. I love this subject, so it's nothing for me to just go on and on and on. And I know we are out of time. Oh, wait.
Michelle, I know it's so interesting with you. You should come again. And Michelle, could you just touch a little bit on how do you work and how do you help people and where can people find you, the community that is listening right now, if they want to learn more, what you do? If you could tell just what you do and please.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am an elite brain health specialist and I am a neuro-encoding specialist as well as an infinite possibilities trainer and a happiness coach. You can actually Google my name, Dr. Michelle Odette or Dr. Michelle Odette Green, and you will find me on Facebook, on Instagram. I do have a YouTube channel. I do have a book that I wrote. It's called Be Successful for Life, Elevate Your Thoughts, Words, Action, and Results. Be successful for life. Elevate your thoughts, words, actions, and results. And I say, you can think better, you can feel better, you can do better, and you can have better. And so I teach people that very thing. I teach them how to think better, feel better, do better, and have better. I do trainings. I'm hired through corporations, municipalities, individuals to come in and do training for them. I do some individual coaching, but I do more of group coaching. And so, again, you can go to drmichelleodette.com. You'll find my coaching platform there. I do have a business called Success in Action Institute, and that's all about providing you with positive, uplifting information so that you can do the very things: think better, feel better, do better, and have better. And so those are the things, or those are the ways, I should say, that you can connect with me. And I just want to make sure that I leave everyone with one thing that I would challenge you to do, and that is to get in that mirror and to love on yourself and say your name and say, I love you. Put a big smile on your face. Yes. Pat yourself on the back. Do some havening with it. It will make you feel better. And then teach others to do the same thing because, again, kindness starts here with you. Thank
Oh,
you.
Michelle, Dr. Michelle, that was absolutely amazing. I have so much fun with you. And promise, this is the last question. When you hear the words next level or next level transformation, what is the first thought that comes to your mind?
Elevate your life through trainings like this, through education. Do something every single day that's going to take you up one notch, even if that's just 1%. So it's just about how do you elevate your life, take your life to the next level, and be that role model and that coach for somebody else to do the same thing. And that's the best way that I know how to answer that question. So I'm all about elevating your life. I did have a show and I want to bring it back. It's called Elevate Your Life with Dr. Michelle Odette Green. Yes.
Beautiful, Michelle. Oh my gosh, beautiful. And guys, do connect with Michelle, or even in the comments, do ask questions, do connect with her. She is amazing. And Michelle, I personally want to thank you for your time, for coming here in this community. I just love your energy. I watch you grow and grow and grow, and I'm just so happy for you for doing amazing things in the world for us people. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you a lot. And
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate you and I love everything about you. You are a firecracker. Yes, I love it.
attracts likes. So if you recognize that in me, that means it's in you. So both ways, we both. That's why we love each other so much, because we like so
Yes,
much alike, right? We just
absolutely.
oh
Yes, yes,
Michelle.
yes. Thank you so much.
Michelle, thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do leave the comments. And Michelle, thank you so much. If you could stay just for 1 sec, I'm just gonna stop this live video. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.